Okay, so now we are moving on to sort of the heart of multi-product break-even analysis. So the reason that we were given information about expected sales next month was not just to put together a pro forma income statement, which we did in the last video, but also to use the information about our sales mix to put together a multi-product break-even analysis based on that sales mix. And so the way that you do that is we're aiming for an average contribution margin over here. And what I'm kind of the way that I think of it is you're kind of creating. Oops, sorry about that. You're creating a an artificial bundle, like a Happy Meal or a bundle of 2 units of the first product, which is the Launch It, right? We're going to sell 2 units of that to 1 unit of the Treat Time. And what we need to do in order to be able to do multi-product break even is you got to figure out how many of these packages you're going to be selling. So if we're looking at an average contribution margin, matter of fact, let's call this an average contribution margin. And we look and we know that, now I had hidden some columns here. There we go. And we know that our first product has a contribution margin of $6 and our second product has a contribution of $12, right? The average of 6 and 12 is 9. But for your sales mix, you're not selling 1-to-1. You're selling 2 of these $6 contribution items to every one of these $12 contribution items. So you got to weight the average. You got to do what's called a weighted average. So, you know, there's a number of different ways you can think about the calculation, but basically it's 2 times 6 plus 1 times 12 over 3, right? That's your weighted average. But let's do it in a spreadsheet format, and so we are selling 200 units of first item and 100 units of the second item. That's over here. And then that means that our sales, meaning our actual revenue, I'm going to pick that up from our income statement. Okay. And then our sum, our total, is calculated as above. Okay. Now, our average contribution margin. It's very simple. We just take our total contribution sorry about that, for this sort of $5,000 worth of sales, right, that we arrive at by selling 200 of these and 100 of those. We're going to get $2,400 in contribution for all of that, and that means that on average, we've got 300 units being sold, and it's $8. So our average contribution margin per package is $8. You can also think of that as 2 times 6 plus 1 times 12. As a matter of fact, let me show you that that is in fact how it is. Equals 2 times 6 plus 1 times 12 divided by 3. Sorry about that. 2 times 6 plus 1 times 12 divided by 3, because you've got 3 of these items in each package, right? So you can, calculate it a couple of different ways. So there it is. That is how you calculate your average contribution margin per package in this setup. And we're going to use that down here in our multi-product breakdown in the next video.